Welcome back to the Quiksilver Pro, a fantastic matchup coming your way. We've got the cool-headed, always calm Adrian Buchan taking on everyone's favourite hothead, Jeremy Flores. This should be a good battle. Jeremy, a great performance in the first round. Ace Buchan scored well too. Ronnie here with Pete Mel. Pete, what's your prediction for this heat?
Well, I think it's going to be fireworks no matter what, just because of looking at the conditions and also these two surfers in the water.
Both of them have had some great success here in the past. It's Jeremy Flores getting off to a quick start here. Nice looking wall. Had some big calves in the first round. Almost got the jump on Fanning. Less than a point separating those two competitors as Jeremy lets go of some solid turns on the inside. But he is looking amped. Coming off the back of a tough year on the CT. So this is the big one for Jeremy.
I love that carve that he did in about the third section of this wave. You can see he picks a wave that's going to load up and grow down the line. And then this big steep section here. It's so hard to do full all the way around, and then that transition to come back and keep the speed down the line. So difficult to do. He was able to do it so quick, turned himself. You see how he compressed and whipped the board back to 180, which allowed him to have the speed. So you see all the speed he's carrying, and it's almost like a big bowl, like a skate bowl. And I love these types of sections because you're loading up with all the speed into the bowl, and he's just going to actually do the exact same arc that the wave was calling for all the way around. And then right there where he whips it, it's very steep, and he was keeping it underneath the ledge, again holding his speed together, and he comes out of it no hiccups whatsoever.
It's a shame he wasn't able to really tee up that next section, because that combination
would have been amazing.
It really turns the judges on.
Yeah, and unfortunately he gets stuck in the top of the wave, pushing a little bit too hard, and that'll affect the score slightly.
Let's see how Ace Buchan responds. A decent number for Flores to get things started, 6.83. And here goes the surfer from the Central Coast of New South Wales, a four-time quarter-finalist here on the Gold Coast. And once he gets that backhand rhythm going, he is hard to stop. Just beautiful control, impeccable timing. And even though Jeremy probably had that bigger section in the carve, Ace had the two-turn combo. So we'll see what the judges are looking for.
Adrian, a very high surf IQ, very smart and tactical. And he's the best at, like, I like how Joe says, framing his maneuvers, but if you watch when he goes into a section, it literally a photographer's dream, because he frames it perfectly. There's every body part is in the perfect position, and you can see when he gets into the lip, he's able to arc. He gets upside down, where he actually puts his head below his hips, and that really again frames it and just shows how much commitment he is putting into each and every turn. Beautiful angle here from the drone. And look at the sandbank glistening. Gosh, what a day. You see, again, choosing that wave that's going to load up through the inside. Vertical. You see everything, just all his body is in the right position in order to not dig a rail, to not look like he's out of control. And that's so important, especially at this level on the championship tour.
I think he's looking for something that's going to serve up more than just one section. And here he goes. Drives up into this first section. Nice transition snap there. His wave's starting to flatten out a little bit. But Jeremy's not done. Maintaining his speed. His boards are looking terrific. Now he gets a bit of steeper face to play with. Has been a bit of a sleepy ride so far though. Needs some major turns on the inside.
He's going to add a second solid score, but it's going to be nothing exceptional, so it's going to keep it close. You know, again, he's choosing these waves that are coming off the point that are actually going to have the wave bending back towards him. And this looked like it was going to have that through the inside, but just the two turns, and then you're expecting it to stand back up, and it just never really did. So he had to keep with these kind of carves back into the foam, which don't score real well. You know, he changed his angle of approach with the cutback and then the layback kind of arc, just to try and give some variety. It just didn't go steep enough on this inside section.
Like some of the other competitors from the first round, there's no sort of question marks on Jeremy's form at the moment.
And always that kind of that relationship is so important.
Adrian Buchan up at the moment, chasing a 6.4 to get himself into the lead. A beautiful looking wave. but it obviously doesn't have that length through to the inside. So Adrian opting for priority. And we have a great heat with two of the veterans on the championship tour fighting it out for a place in round 3. Adrian Buchan taking off at the moment, and he is chasing a 6.4. Reasonable first turn, much like his last wave though. He needs to find this connection to really find that backhand rhythm. Gaining speed down the line now. This wave's starting to stand up. Beautiful snap there. Caught behind for just a moment, trying to stick with it. Might get a chance at a couple more turns here. Climbs up into the pocket, gets a little caught up, but recovers reasonably well and gets a finish on the inside.
You know, he was able to execute some turns on the outside, which is important. You know, you can see that was a beautiful hack. You know, straight up, patented Ace Buchan. This wave slows up, but he knows down the line that this thing is going to grow. You can see the water. Not from this angle, but you can just watch as it loads up on the inside. Another beautiful turn here, but gets that caught behind, so it affects his flow. That's going to affect the score. And then does get back to the open face, but again, there's some ribs here that made it difficult. Gets stuck at the end, and looked a little better from this angle, though.
2 major turns on that wave, though. He got the good start.
For Ian Gouveia, that jump from 25th to a 13th, so important. It really is. A lot more points, but also going into the seeding through the first half of the year into the mid-season, you got to have those 13ths, 9ths.
Well, Jeremy Flores trying to respond now because Adrian Buchan's last ride came through at a 7.6, the best of this round 2 matchup.
I mean, how to have him sit and wait and not take that wave, Ace Buchan, I mean, it's just so smart.
Maybe. Here goes Jeremy.
I guess we'll see, right?
Jeremy's looking at this insider, and we're going to check in with Strider soon because he had some words with Jeremy after one of his previous rides. He's found a runner here. Nice float, driving off the bottom. This wall standing up, and Jeremy tagging away at this wave. There's a nice carve, really leaning hard on that rail and getting more opportunity. Adrian Buchan with priority, let this wave go. Thought Jeremy was too far down the line, but Flores blitzed it.
So, good move there by Jeremy. Identifying it and then adjusting his paddle on the way back out, and he picked up this beautiful gem. Again, it loads up on the outside portion of it, you know, so it's kind of an inside wave that moved up the point and gave him the opportunity and hugged the bank, and see how steep and beautiful and fast this wave was. He connects these maneuvers seamless, 3 in a row. There's the 4th, and he got stronger and stronger as he moved down the line.
And Jeremy really flexing the repertoire on that occasion. Great variety on that wave, and it helped push him right up into the lead. There are the judges' numbers. The average came through at an 8.23, a wave that he snuck under Ace Buchan's priority. He made Ace pay in a big way. Ace trying to get himself back into the lead now. Just transitioning, trying to find some steep sections. Needs a couple of major turns, needs to find that rhythm through the inside. There's a clean backhand snap. Looking very amped at this point in time. And he's really dealing with these sections well. Throws out the little claim, trying to get himself fired up. Barton Lynch watching this battle unfold. 2 veterans, BL, going at it. Ace just trying to really let the judges know that he liked the feel of that last ride. I think anytime, you know, these surfers are investing in these heats emotionally, obviously,
I think it
makes it entertaining.
Good adjustment by Ace. He moved down and moved into this inside section, obviously hearing the score from Jeremy, and it paid off because this inside section was nice and steep, and he executed these moves perfectly. Attacking the lip, arcing the turns, able to turn back the other direction to keep that momentum, going back down the line. Very, very nice surfing there from Adrian Buchan.
And very well rewarded, an 8.37, so Ace Buchan back into the lead now. Jeremy Flores chasing a 7.75.
Barton is saying that, hey, let's see him get that barrel on the outside and then execute those forehand snaps to really show that point of difference.
Here we go, Jeremy Flores. He's not going to get tubed here, but he will dig into a nice frontside arc. And again, out onto the open face, grinding hard. That is 2 solid turns. Make it a 3rd. And he's still bashing away down the line. So this wave already on its way to a pretty decent score. Let's see if he can get a big finish here on the inside. Flores fighting hard, wants to get himself back into the lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. often see Jeremy throw those claims out.
Selling it.
But he is amped, and he has perhaps sprung himself back into the lead here.
And I think one of the things that you can say about this wave is that his body language from start to finish was very committed. He was wanting and using everything he could 100% on every maneuver in this wave. He never looked like he was going to be slowing down or giving up. Even during this section, he's like, okay, I'm anticipating what's going to happen here on the inside. It's important for me to finish solid, which he does.
We said it yesterday at different stages. You watch that first round and there's surfers who do not progress through the second round, but they give you enough to think that they're going to put in a solid performance when they try and bounce back in round two. Jeremy was certainly one of those surfers, as was Adrian Buchan. That's why we got such a good battle unfolding here. Ace is chasing, could be chasing a score. We're yet to see Jeremy's number drop, but Buchan's not taking any chances as he digs in on the end section. Incomplete on that final turn. Jeremy Flores, he's got another wave with just 10 seconds to go. We are waiting on numbers to come through. The judges have their work cut out. What a heat.
What a heat is right, Ronnie. That was so fun to watch all the way to the Hooter.
And Buchan also waiting on the number. They're having a look back. Waves from earlier in the heat. They're looking at Adrian Buchan's 7.6. I want to make a comparison to Jeremy's last ride.
Well, let's take a look at it. I mean, really, the meat of this score came in these last two sections, and like we said before, you know, he had a little bit of hesitation. Even on the outside, there wasn't a whole lot of combination of major moves. He kind of had to wait for it. And again, there was that little stick there. I mean, if you're going to really compare these two scores, you would have to say that Jeremy probably getting the better. But that was a sizable set wave. So here's take a look at this wave. You know, again, a little bit smaller, but this wave did have these linkage of maneuvers.
We said it earlier in the heat. There was no question marks about Jeremy's form going into this battle. If he gets a steep section, guaranteed he's going to throw down some of those big cars. He unloaded on this last wave and we're waiting on the numbers to come through.
And again, just on that forehand, to be able to kind of have those different angles of approach, different types of maneuvers. I love that he's that passion coming out at the very end.
Adrian Buchan's also got a score dropping. It doesn't look like it's going to factor in. Jeremy's last wave came through at a 7.77.
That was a 3-2 split.
Amping so close, and nothing separating those two competitors. 16 points total for Jeremy Flores. Adrian Buchan just 0.03 behind him on 15.97. The best heat of the Quiksilver Pros so far for 2017.